Gentlemen, welcome to room 1902, the sumptuous Four Seasons Hotel. We're not here anymore, but we're leaving soon. And we have Mr. David Bowie and Mr. Hunt Sales. I think you know which is which.
Ask me the questions. I see I've got an answer for them in this. And what's the first one?
First question is,
Yes.
was it really as far back as 77 when you first met?
Further.
Further?
Yeah.
1973. You know?
73, yeah.
It was 73 at an infamous bar in New York called Max's Kansas City, where we used to hang out. And we were hanging one night.
In the Chickpea Lounge.
In the Chickpea Lounge.
And we met.
It was you, Tony, me. Was Todd there? Todd there, Todd Rundgren. Rundgren. I could never say his name correctly.
Neither can he, and he was giving it that, which is strange. But we met there, and then I think we went and saw David's show. He was appearing at the Radio City Music Hall.
That's right, yeah. And we vaguely kept in touch, but then we started working together in 1977 with Iggy.
Yep. You were on the Iggy tour together.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
And I was the pianist.
Well, he kind of put his career on hold for a little bit to help Iggy out, you know, help get Iggy together.
And have a good time.
And have a good time.
Actually, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was the nearest to this in a way, in as much as that I was just merely part of the band for a year, and it was great.
Did you bring some low tunes with you, or were you just doing Lust for Life?
Just doing Lust for Life.
That Low happened after, did it not?
No. Low came out in '76. We went out.
Yeah. Oh, we went out after Lawless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then came Lust for Life, because the first thing I did with them was Idiot.
Right.
Idiot came out first, then Low, then Lust for Life.
So you did Low in between those two?
Yeah.
Boy, busy guy.
Oh man, it was those days. It was. I used to make 2 albums a year. I mean, but in those days, one did. You know.
Not everyone.
No, it was contractually those days and earlier in the 60s.
There were a lot of people that made
it was a single every 60 to 90 days.
Yeah.
And an album every 2 albums a year to 3 albums a year was the standard in the business for you know.
And we're kind of almost thinking of getting back into that as well, because I think something comes with the impetus of crashing into material that produces really good things.
What I've missed most over the last couple of years in music, and what I think I've always looked for, is to be surprised by a group, to have somebody grab you by the collar and pull you on board and say, listen to this. And I'm not being surprised by a lot of music out there. What I like about Tin Machine is that there's that creative spark. You do surprise people with your music.
I definitely think that's what we're bringing to our live performances. I mean, I'm not only surprised, I'm positively frightened. We're not quite knowing where it's going. I think that makes it such a joy to perform. I mean, it's a very risky band live. I mean, it can be, as has been proved, we've been hailed as a really exceptionally brilliant band some nights, and other nights are total and absolute disasters.
David, what's it like to go back to rooms the size of the Commodore Ballroom and play again after doing the Stadia?
Oh, it's splendid.
Sweat?
It's great. No,
Smoke?
Yeah, sure. It was like that from day one. I mean, it's always a joy to actually be able to see the whites of their eyes.
I think I read a quote that you had never, and I think you kind of seconded it, that you had never, you'd never been, you were never enamored with stadium shows, but you'd never seen an artist that you came away impressed with the Stadia show. You knew the artist was good. There's just so much lost in that vastness, that space.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
But then the brave move has to be, let's turn it around and go back to where we came from.
Well, I think what you end up doing in the vast places is create something which is larger than life, you know, to give some kind of impetus to it, and that's when you sort of get involved in very heavy theatrics and whatever.
Yeah. I think it's a shame for some of the performers that I've heard about lately having to cancel their tours because of the 10 and 14, 15,000 seaters that they were are not selling out. So what are they're left with is canceling the tour, and they don't get to play at all, where maybe they could have gone out and played some smaller venues.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not important to them to play. Maybe it's just a money thing. See, to us, the thing that comes first is the music. And the music right now is basically, from the sheet I just saw earlier, basically it's supporting itself. From some of the figures I can see what it's cost us. So it's paying for itself, though it's, I won't be going home and ordering a new anything, maybe a toaster.
To give me an example of the budget of this show, what is the biggest special effect you do on stage?
The cigarette lighters that the crew gives us to light our cigarettes.
Okay, wow.
Right, wouldn't you say?
I just want to put it in
pyrotechnic.
Your boxer shorts.
My boxer shorts, yeah.
Boy, are they especially effective. They're awesome.
We wish you nothing but the very best.
Thank you
and
very
play
much.
on.
And it's our last night, remember,
Yes,
tonight,
it
so
is.
it's going to be, I think, very festive. It'll be a
Very.
festive night.
Yes.
It's the Tin Machine Christmas party.
Does he do any stage diving? No, not yet.
No, just into his guitar strap and then into the guitar, and that's...
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good pleasure. Nice to see you again.